Well, greetings, my friends. Thank you for joining us today. Today, I want to go to Matthew chapter 24 and 25. These chapters are instructions, or Jesus actually telling about what's going to happen in the last days. But in Matthew chapter 25, he gives a parable on the talents. He talks about the master calling his servants together and giving one 5 talents, one 2 talents, and one talent. And he tells them to use those talents until he comes. Now, the talent was actually money. So what he's saying is make good investments. Work until I come back. Well, when he came back, the one who had 5 talents, he had increased it, 5 more talents. The one who had 2 had increased his talents, and he had invested. He had used it to benefit the master. But the one who had 1 talent, he hid that talent. He did not use the talent that God had given to him, the money that God had given to him. And so that one was the master. He condemned him. And in the parable, Jesus said he'll be cast out where there's weeping and gnashing of teeth. Now, here's my point today, my friends. We need to be faithful in what God has given to us. In fact, if you go in and read the rewards of the one that had 5 talents and one that had 2 talents, he says, well done, good and faithful servant. Enter into the kingdom. Enter into the joys of the Lord. Enter in. You're welcome into my kingdom because you have been faithful. Now, here's what I think is important for us. We must be faithful in what God has given to us. Faithful in our job. If he's given you a job, you need to be faithful. Faithful in using it, not just to benefit ourselves, but to use that job to bring glory to God. We need to be faithful in our home, in our family. A husband faithful to his wife, wife faithful to the husband. We need to be faithful in our time, to use our time not just, again, for our benefit, but for God. What are we doing? Or what we're doing, is it just pleasing us and satisfying our flesh? Or are we using it? I was thinking about a friend of mine who often watches my videos, and I'll just share his name. His name is Dan Scalf. He's been a missionary for many years, but right now he's struggling physically, and he's been in hospital and rest home. But I've talked to him on occasions, and he's told me, he said, I've won so many to the Lord. I don't know, 15, 20 people to the Lord while he's been in the hospital and the rest home. You know what he's doing? He's being faithful with his time. You know, he doesn't want to be where he's at, but God is using these times when he is disabled. God is using him to reach out to others. And I encourage you, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, to be faithful with what God has given to you. We might not like the circumstance all the time, but let's be faithful where we are to God with our testimony. And one day, if we're faithful and we've used the talents and used the money and used the time and used our work for God, then I believe he'll say, well done, good and faithful servant. Faithful servant. Enter in. God bless you as you spend your day in being faithful to him. See you tomorrow. Bye-bye.